Hi, it's real-time TR. Today is November 5th, and I've got another truck camper restoration video for you. Today, well, in this video, not today, we're going to be finalizing all the systems set up. So we'll be testing all the water, testing the gas, testing the electric, all that sort of stuff, just to make sure that everything's working as it should be. I have been out camping quite a bit, I should say. I got 18 days in last month, and so I've got some footage of some of those trips. Been doing a little fishing and just enjoying the heck out of the camper with it being done. Hey, good morning. It's a new day. Got just about everything done on the jacks yesterday. I got a little bit of wiring left to do. Let's walk over there and I'll show you what I got to finish up. Ouch. Now I can finally put this door together too. Get that out of the way. Alrighty. So, in here, this is all the wiring that's coming up from that pigtail you saw me tail out yesterday. Okay. So, I'm just going to take all this, get it all tidied up nice and neat, get it all wound up, get it in some loom. Also in here, I think I want to show you. So I put in this fuse holder and a 30 amp fuse. I'm going to measure this and make sure I understand how many amps it's pulling maximum. And I'll probably make that fuse an appropriate size. It's all working properly. So it's in good shape. Just the wiring to clean up. Let's do that. All right, I got this all tied up here, nice and neat. Everything's in good shape. It's time to put this propane compartment back together. All right, I got this seam here that's sort of coming up. Let's see if we can. Just looking at this, and I think I'm going to do all my leak testing on my water system before I put this in, because I'm going to have to be able to get to some spots here. They're going to be hidden by this propane cabinet, and I don't want that hassle to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and get the freshwater tank charged with some sanitizer, basically bleach, and that way I'll have some water in the system and can use the pump and pump things up and see if the water pressure holds. Okay, so I'm going to sanitize this freshwater tank. It's really simple. There is a difference between sanitize and sterilize. I am not sterilizing, I am sanitizing. And the magic formula is about a quarter cup to 16 approximately gallons of water. So this is my freshwater fill here. The tank holds 30 gallons. So that means 30 divided by 16 is approximately 2. 2 times a quarter cup is a half a cup. I need a half a cup. And I have a half a cup of bleach here. I am going to thin it down a little bit. The other thing is, I also have soft water out front here in front of my house. I replaced the water softener, it wasn't working. I ended up just leaving the old spigot here with the soft water on it. I thought it'd be really handy to be able to wash cars and have soft water available at the front of the house. And it's been handy. I've washed my cars with it several times. Let me just thin this out a little bit. You don't want to put straight bleach in the tank. Now, there we go. All right, that should have got it primed. Now we'll see if we can pour this in. I'm going to need a funnel, and I got one here. Now we wait. All right, it sounds like it's getting full. Yep, it's full. Okay, I'm gonna go turn the water off. Okay, hopefully we don't have any leaks. Full, good charge. So when you're leak testing with the pump, which is the way I recommend to leak test, you turn the pump on, run some water in all the lines. Now we did that for two reasons. One, we were running the sanitized water into the water lines. However, all of the plumbing is replaced. Everything is brand new, all new PEX. But we're going to go ahead and sanitize it anyway. We're going to leave that water in the tank for 24 hours. I'm going to leave the pump on, and I'm going to sit out here and do a couple little projects, but it doesn't look like we have any leaks. It looks like everything's holding really good. So fingers crossed on that we don't have any leaks. All right, while we're sitting here waiting for the pump test, the leak test, so far so good. I haven't heard the pump run at all. And it's been about, maybe 10 minutes. I thought we'd go over the old checklist here. All right, let's go to the back here and see what we got. Jacks are refurbed. That's done. Just finished that. Bat bay door. Okay, that was the modifications I made to the battery bay door to install the fan and the little thermostatic switch. Those are done. Let's see, I got a fire extinguisher. I can mount that today. Install the furnace. I need to do that. Test the stove. I'm testing the plumbing right now. I'm going to say that's done. Rear door corners, that's done. So the only thing that's really left is a propane compartment, a little bit of touch-up paint, and then we'll be done. Hard to think about being done on a project that you've been almost 3 years working on. So I'm just sitting here reflecting back a little bit on rebuilding this camper, and the question that comes to mind is, would I do it again? Well, I really have enjoyed working on the camper, almost every minute of it. There's been a couple of times where it kind of got a little overwhelming, particularly when I first got into it and started tearing off, the siding and the roof. It was a little discouraging, there are a couple times during the early demolition phases when the deeper I got, the deeper it got, if that makes sense. But overall, I've really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to getting out and camping in it. I started sanitizing the water tank today. I'm going to let that sit overnight, 24 hours, then I'll drain it out, fill it with fresh water, flush that out, maybe do that twice because it's been sitting a long time, and I don't know. From what I can tell, the previous owner took really good care of the systems. There were a couple minor things that I discovered as I was working through it, but, it wasn't anything that wasn't attributed to the fact that it's almost 30 years old. It'll be 30 years old on October 4th of this year. One more thing to add to the list. I've got to get the wiring set up for all the taillights and everything. Everything's all wired and tested back to the back corner here where I'm going to install the jumper to the truck. But I've decided to do it a little bit differently. I can't think of any good reason to put the cable out the front like it was, because I would have to install an outlet in the bed of the pickup when I've got a perfectly good outlet at the back. And since it's all fresh and the wiring is already back in this back corner, I'm just going to put a cable in. In fact, this cable here, which is actually an 8-conductor cable, and you can see it was kind of homemade. And it was homemade. And what this was the cable between my Class A and my Subaru Crosstrek that I towed behind my Class A 4-down. And this thing worked perfectly for, gosh, I don't know, I used it for 5 years? Something like that, about 5 years. And it worked great, but it needs a little work. And we're going to use it to connect the truck camper to the truck. That will give us tail lights, brake lights, turn signals, clearance lights, all of those sorts of what I'm going to call DOT lighting or on-the-road lighting. It's a new day and a new haircut. My leak is clear the hell up there, and that is tight spaces. Let me, let's see if I can get up in there, tighten this. I think that's where it is. I can get it a little bit tighter. All right, well, it's got to be that PEX joint. That's going to be a son of a bitch to get to. All right, that's going to be a task. Let me get this thing. I got to get the plumbing disassembled. That means there's going to be water to be had. I got to get a bucket, but that's troubleshooting. All right, I've needed one of these for probably 5 or 6 times in the last year or so. My old one finally gave up. This part right here just wore out. But anyway, this is a basin wrench. It will allow me to bend the head down like this, reach up in there, grab a hold of that, and twist it off. All right, let's see if we can get up in there and get this on there. Let's see, come up this way. Come on, come down here. Nope. Needs to be the other way. All right, now we're cooking with gas. It slipped up a little bit. Come down and stay on those right there. Come on. Okay. That's tight, man. All right. Now I've got a zip tie to cut. I think I'll just cut this one too so I can get this out of the way. There's a gas line to the water heater. Tuck down here and stay. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, now I can turn this down. And I'm gonna have to try to remake that. How am I gonna get to that? I think this whole stack is too tall. Especially right there. I wonder if it's too much of an angle, so I'm going to shorten this pipe up. I'm going to cut out this pipe piece right here, then I'll cut this off and recover that, and then we'll re-terminate that one. So let's do that first. Okay, I just took a pair of wire cutters and I just worked this over until I got this band completely loose. Okay, now I'm just going to cut this pipe. Try to go right above the fitting. Let me get a fitting so I can estimate the height. What a pain in the ass, but I think I got it all back together. It seems pretty tight. And now we'll just sit here and monitor it, and I'll listen for the pump to run while I do a couple other things. Looks like we're up to about 48 psi. It usually runs 50 here in town. I found the best thing for checking for leaks is just some toilet paper. It loves water so much, it'll soak up the slightest little drop. You'll be able to see it on the paper. And so I had a little leak right here. This washer up here was old and leaking. So I ran some water in the sink. We're dry. Check this one, it's all dry. Yeah, we're dry. This is dry. I just toughed this up here because there was a leak. That's dry. So I think this compartment's good. Let's go look at this other one. So let's just touch all these. Still dry. Dry. That's dry. Dry. Okay, I think we're good here. Okay, it's fitting in here pretty good. I've got some really short staples here. These are 1/2 inchers. They'll be plenty. Okay, I'm just prepping this door, getting ready to put it back in finally for the last time. I got some 1-inch butyl tape here. I need to put a couple little screws in right there. Let me get a couple little screws, screwy screws.